We begin tonight in Delaware County. That's where a Maysville man was charged with murder Thursday after stabbing his wife and 2 children. 12 News' Daniel Curran joins us live in the newsroom with more details and how the community is reacting today. Daniel, what can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right, Audrey. Community members in Masonville were left devastated today as police investigated the scene beginning late Wednesday night. At 11:29 p.m. on September 4th, New York State Police responded to a reported domestic dispute on Houck Road in Masonville. It was there where they found 32-year-old Drew Garnier, who was arrested on scene and charged with second-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Garnier reportedly stabbed his pregnant 29-year-old wife Samantha Garnier and his 2 children. In a statement released on Thursday afternoon, New York State Police said, quote, Samantha Garnier was airlifted to Wilson Medical Center where she later succumbed to her injuries. 1 child was taken to Wilson Medical Center but later transferred to Upstate Medical Center. A 2nd child was airlifted to Upstate Medical Center. Both children are expected to survive. Masonville resident Patricia Rude tells 12 News she saw and heard the helicopters flying near her home at 12:30 Thursday morning after being awoken by her son.
We saw they did like a fly around. My son came knocking at the door to move my car because they may need to get in the back behind the firehouse here. That they were landing helicopters, one here, I think one down at the school.
Rude says she has lived in Masonville for 63 years and tells 12 News the tight-knit community has had a difficult time processing the news throughout the day.
When I heard what had happened, tragedy all around. Then I heard the mom had passed, and it's just, you know, it's hard to wrap your head around, especially in a small town like this.
Now, New York State Police say Drew Garnier was taken to A.O. Fox Hospital in Sydney and upon release was transported to the Delaware Correctional Facility for centralized arraignment. He remains at Delaware Jail on no bail. State Police have scheduled a press conference on this arrest tomorrow. Live in the newsroom, Daniel Curran, 12 News.